My name is Mike Medeiros, and I'm part of the Toronto Trek team. On an early daylight savings time Sunday morning, we're doing a spin class with power in the Trek store.
Training with power is another measurement of effort. It's the amount of power you're putting out with each pedal stroke. And what we do in the class is we start with giving everybody a sort of a power test, and we evaluate their training zones. For me, I use from zone 1 to zone 5, and the classes are run working with athletes as they fluctuate between those zones, and I tell them what zones, and they have their numbers in front of them. I tell them where to stay for a given time period.
I would just ride on my bike, and then I kind of got a little bit more serious about the sport and started training with a coach, and that kind of evolved into being here and working with the power meter and having that on my bike and kind of being able to track the numbers. It's definitely given me a focus, which is helpful sometimes, especially when we're riding like longer pieces, because otherwise, I just feel like I'm all over the place. So this has kind of helped me to go, okay, this is where I need to sit at any given point. And I think it's also helped me be able to relate to what that feels like physically. I'm not a very big person, so for me in triathlon, I always think that the bike's my great equalizer, because it's got nothing really to do with size, but it has something to do with power. And so in terms of benefiting, I think it's really kind of given me a mindset. It's like when I actually can push a high number, I'm like, okay, I'm doing okay. And it's put me in a much better mental place, I think, than anything else.
I started cycling, mountain biking when I was, 13, 14 years old. Eventually bought a nice Italian road bike when I was 18, and I've been cycling ever since. I used to train on the trainer in winter, so in summer it didn't have the same data to gauge my effort. What I liked about training with power is the instant feedback that I get, knowing the effort, physiological effort that I'm outputting right there, right then. Because you're feeling, sometimes you can feel great, sometimes you can not feel that great. You can be tired, you can be distracted, but power, the number of watts is a number of watts every day. Yeah, it allows you to focus really your workout and to optimize your workout so that you don't over push yourself, that you don't get, essentially you just tire yourself out and don't get the rewards.
Easiest thing you can do is maybe go to a class that has power aspect to it, or power meters in the class, so you can get a feel of what it's like to train with a power meter. And I think initially you'll probably find that it's a lot more difficult because you don't get those breaks that you can take when you're using heart rate. You can take a break, pull off the power, and your heart rate won't immediately drop, but in the power meter you'll see that right away you're losing effort. So the classes will feel difficult initially, but then after time you'll get used to it, and you'll see that your performance improves. So the first thing I would do is go to a class that has some kind of power aspect and get a feel of what it's like and see if it's for you. And if it is, then you might want to purchase a power meter, or even better, the next step would be purchase an incorporated power meter in your bike, like a PowerTap or an SRM.